2026 is going to see a new franchise enter the Speed Champions lineup from LEGO with the DeLorean from Back to the Future. And by all accounts, it looks to be a great build and offer good value. But what if LEGO took this approach with one of their most successful themes and makes a line of Star Wars Speed Champions sets? Hello there, this is the Star Wars Minifig Archives where we talk all things LEGO. Please drop a like, hit the subscribe button, but most importantly, I want to know what Star Wars speeders you think could be turned into Speed Champions sets. And in this video, I'll be sharing 5 of my own ideas. Speed Champions has been a resounding success for LEGO and has been at its peak when tying in known brands, movie franchises, or sports teams. On January 1st of 2026, we are getting the DeLorean from Back to the Future in the Speed Champions line, and personally, I think it looks great. 2 minifigures, an exciting build within that Speed Champions framework, and it's absolutely won me over. All of this at a price point which I believe to be accessible and affordable for kids, parents, or family members to purchase without needing to sell a kidney. The Star Wars theme, on the other hand, has had a bit of a pricing problem in recent years. But if they could mirror what they've done with Back to the Future, I think LEGO could open up a new way to push out some sets we might not get otherwise. Andor has been massively underrepresented when it comes to LEGO. The success of the show has been huge, and personally I think it's some of the best Star Wars stories ever produced. There's an argument that it's mature content and LEGO is skewed towards children, but with the ever-growing adult demographic, I think there is a place for better representations for these sorts of shows. Mon Mothma's luxury speeder had some pivotal moments and would fit the Speed Champions lineup perfectly. Pixel Dan has actually already done a great mock of this, and I love having it in my collection. Its sleek design and width can stay true to the form of a Speed Champion set, and if we're sticking to the 2 minifigures laid out by the upcoming DeLorean, the set could offer a chance to get some much needed Andor minifigures. We haven't got a Mon Mothma minifigure in over 16 years, and with so much new source material produced in that time, the LEGO design team would have an absolute field day, making a new and interesting entry to the archive. Custom minifig makers have been doing some amazing Andor figures, and Firestar Toys did this amazing Mon Mothma from the Senate Escape in Season 2, and would pair perfectly with this build. Of course, you just need a Cassian Andor, I'm just a journalist minifigure to go with it too. Up next is a pair of sets, much like they did with the Fast and Furious cars, and something I think LEGO should do more of. I like the idea of multiple sets sold separately but then coming together in a theme, not needing one huge outlay to get the entire package. Attack of the Clones had a fantastic speeder chase between Obi-Wan, Anakin, and the bounty hunter Zam Wessell. Their speeders had striking, unique designs and were colourful, something that if you collect a lot of LEGO Star Wars is sorely missing. LEGO did produce a set of these 2 speeders in 2002 and is fondly remembered by the community, but honestly, it's just way too pricey to pick up now. If we could get this across 2 sets, I think it would be a huge success for LEGO, and maybe, just maybe, we get a new version of the Zam Wessell minifigure for good measure. And for these sets, I would accept some of the oversimplified titles we've seen from LEGO recently. You could call it Zam Wessell's Speeder, not the Koro 2 or Environmental Exodrive Air Speeder. That's not going to roll off the tongue when it comes to a Christmas list. LEGO has had its fair share of adding to the Star Wars universe, and I think a nod to one of their biggest inputs would make a great set. The LEGO Star Wars games have had a great history and are beloved by the community, with references of it even making it into the UCS Death Star, LEGO's flagship and most expensive set. The taxis that help you fast travel in the LEGO Star Wars games are well known and memorable. I would love to see a Coruscant EasyRide airspeeder as a Speed Champions release, well known to fans of the video games, and addresses an underrepresented part of the LEGO Star Wars lineup, which is more world building. Yeah, it's great to have starfighters, capital ships, and battle packs, but one of the best things about Star Wars is the depth and immersive world laid out in front of us. The Master Builder series Mos Eisley Cantina was amazing for this. Having civilian minifigures and characters that aren't the main roster was a huge win. A set like this would help build out more of that world and could feature a plethora of different minifigures. Who would you put in there? Lastly, we need to address something that hasn't been highlighted yet, something that LEGO won't be getting away from anytime soon, and that is a Mandalorian set. With the Mandalorian and Grogu movie giving us a fresh flurry of everyone's favourite unidentified species and dad, I'm actually looking all the way back to episode 1 of the show and the speeder that Din Djarin took to his Razor Crest. After turning down a droid-operated taxi, Din and his bounty settle on a human driver of a red speeder. Now, this speeder and the driver are both unnamed, but this would actually pair great with a Razor Crest set, be it playset or UCS. And it's just so LEGO at the moment to release a set 5 years after we really wanted it. Yeah, and 83 LEGO put together this great mock and really shows how well some of these speeders can sit inside that Speed Champion size. On the minifigure side, we get the driver, a cameo by the late great comedian Brian Posehn, and a Season 1 Mando and Mythrol. Mithrol? Mythrol. How do I say that? Let me know in the comments. But what do you think? Which speeders from the Star Wars universe would fit the Speed Champions mold? And please be more creative than LEGO. Not just another Luke's land speeder. The comments are just going to be Luke's land speeder spam now, aren't they? Great. If you've enjoyed this, click that subscribe button, help the channel grow, and check out this video about how I think smart bricks might destroy LEGO Star Wars in 2026. The comment section is spicy. May the Force be with you.